Hello, hello. Sorry to start with a cough there. How rude. Today is the Tuesday tip, and today I thought, as a Tuesday tip, I would share with you some of the things that I get asked a lot. I get asked a lot of things a lot because I am very visible. I am not only visible online, I'm visible a lot offline. I'm not only visible to people within my social media, but I'm visible to people who I'm working with. I'm visible to people who I network with. I'm visible to people who I have talks. And it's always interesting to me to hear the kinds of places that people get stuck, to see where they sometimes stop themselves from being as visible as they want to be, but also I think the different levels, because the perception is that in order for you to have questions, it means that you aren't good at a thing, you're not confident at the thing, you don't know a thing, and actually that's not true at all. So today I want to share 3 things that I get asked a lot, and as I really do pay attention to what I get asked over a period of time, I'm going to share the top 3 that have come up in even this month, like not even the whole month, the last few weeks when I've been out speaking, networking, working with clients and things like that. Now, obviously, client confidentiality reigns. I never go into specifics, even for the purpose of a teaching point, because it's not fair. And also the reason I don't do that is because when I'm being paid by somebody, we have a safe space, a safe container to work within. It's not the same space that you might get when you are watching one of my videos or when you're interacting in the group. And that's not to make one better than the other. It's just different. It's just different. So I'll crack on while my voice lasts out. So the first question I get asked a lot is normally given to me more as a statement than a question, and it's where people say things like, Jenny, I can't do this thing, but I can do that. Let me give you some examples and see if any of these kind of fit for you. I can speak to thousands and thousands of people in the flesh, no problem, but I can't do video. People will say, oh, I can post on Instagram, but when it comes to LinkedIn, I'm not too sure what to say. Or they'll say, I can speak it, I can say it all day long, but when it comes to writing it, I can't do that. Guess which one of those was mine? So I want to talk about this. I can do it in this place or in this way, but I can't do it there. So here's what I would invite you to do. Where you feel like you can do something really well on one hand, and on the other hand, you maybe aren't so good or can't do something so well somewhere else, is go on a journey of self-reflection, deeper reflection. And this is not something that you ever need to share with anybody, but I think it's important for you to share with yourself. So the thing that I would encourage you to do is to set a timer for 5 minutes and write it down. Now, if the thought of doing that makes you go, oh, but I don't know what to write, it's whatever comes up, whatever you think. And this is the reason why I'm saying don't share it with anybody, because then you can be honest. I very recently talked about a film I watched called Luckiest Girl Alive, Mila Kunis, and oh my gosh, does she say something powerful? Does her editor say something powerful to Mila Kunis's character? And when it comes to writing stuff down, people have a lot of fear about, well, what if somebody reads it, or what if somebody misinterprets it? But the first place to start, and I'm just looking to see if I've got my book at hand. Yes, what she actually says, which I think is pretty powerful. Now, not only have I found the book, I need to find what I wrote down. And that's going to be the biggest challenge. Can I find it? Yes. She says a lot of things in this scene. Highly recommend you watch it. But one of the things she says, like, do the writing thing, write the thing down, and then she says, take another swing at it. Write it like no one will ever read it. Now, you might be saying to yourself, Jenny, that's not profound. Well, actually it is. Because the thing that or the synergy that I've seen between visibility, whether you're writing it, speaking it, recording it, is that we will edit ourselves. We will think about, well, if my clients see it, if my parents see it, if my friends see it, I might not want them to know this bit of it. So we will automatically readjust and edit ourselves so that it fits the box that we think it needs to fit in. So if you find yourself thinking, oh, but I can do this thing, but I'm not so great at doing that, which is okay. Even for those of you deep in personal development, law of attraction, calling in what you want, manifestation, it's okay to voice what doesn't feel good, what doesn't fit, what doesn't work for you. It is okay. You're not going to bring in more of that. Where you are going to bring in more of that is when you stay in that place. So the exercise of setting a timer for 5 minutes, writing down the thing that isn't working and why you think that is, as if nobody will ever read it, get really deep and honest with yourself, helps to then shift and loosen the kind of the chains that bind you, quite literally. Okay, so there's one to try. So the second thing that I've been asked a lot, and again, it feels topical. I've been asked this a lot this year, full stop. And this has been all about choosing one thing. Now, if you're in business, this will show up as a niche. If you work for a business and you're a professional, this will show up as a career choice, a career decision, where there's a part of you that feels forced to choose just one thing and stick to one thing. Now, 9 times out of 10, your reasoning, when you look at it and, test it out for yourself if you don't trust me or believe me on this, your reasoning for choosing to do one thing normally comes from outside input from other people. You might have heard coaches telling you, niche, just pick one thing and just do that. You might have found that when you've tried to explain all the things that you do, that you feel less clear, less clarity, or they feel confused. These are easy to remedy. My belief and my experience, not only just within the last 12 years of this business, but going back a few decades, are that some of the most brilliant people, the most brilliant minds are polymaths. Polymaths, Google it, are people who are great at doing more than one thing. Not just okay, but great at doing more than one thing. We see these people in the world, we admire them around us, yet we tell ourselves, oh, that's great for them, but doesn't work for me. And this is not true. So if you want to clarify and get clarity for yourself on all the great things you do and how you can pull them together, it's really worth doing the £99 thing before it finishes tomorrow. Even if you don't look at anything in the Be Seen Academy, just to have the recorded conversation with me that you get to keep. Just saying it. I would love to be able to help you and work with you on this, because it's the thing that keeps people stuck in a spiral of not putting themselves out there. So the thing of choosing one thing is, in my books, you don't have to. There's a way to make them fit. Sometimes it might be trying not to do them all at the same time, but there's a way to make them fit. I can absolutely assure you of that. And then the third question is, people will often say, I've got this thing to do, and I'm not really sure the starting point to do it. It could be you need to put a talk together. I've been speaking to a lot of people this last month about signature talks and putting their talks together. It could be that you want to speak more, and you're thinking to yourself, well, what do I put forward when I speak? It could be that you want to be able just to post about your business, share what you do, and when it comes to writing or sharing the thing, you just feel stuck on what to share. I literally could have somebody in 2 minutes' time say, Jenny, I need you to speak to this group of people and do this thing. I will percolate through my Jenny brain and go, this is the best thing for these people, based on a number of factors, and in all honesty, based on a lot of experience. I've been doing this for a long time, and I never get complacent. I like to change and mold and meld as well. This is important because when it comes to sharing stuff, this is not about me. The best beauty that I can have is in sharing stuff with you, for you, that's of use to you. So, going back to basics, what do I mean? I remember going back to where I was an employee, being sat in a very high-level board meeting where a lot of the directors were scratching their head about a current business problem they had. It was a relatively smallish problem, but one that they didn't want to get bigger, because directors, managing directors, chief execs are like that. They want to nip things in the bud where they can see something coming. And this whole discussion was going on around what they could do to stop these things happening, to stop the staff doing this particular thing, to stop their outside external clients doing this particular thing, to stop the salespeople doing this thing. It was starting to cause a problem which, if left untamed, would grow bigger. And I remember listening to everyone's points of view, what their concerns were, what they wanted to stop and why, and different people being defensive, so like the operations director wanting to defend the operations of the business, the legal director wanting to talk about, well, are we exposing ourselves in some way, the sales director saying, well, I don't want this to stop us selling, this thing that we're selling. Obviously I'm not going to name what that was. And it was so interesting listening to everybody. And it was almost like they were all focused on the wrong thing. I think there's always a case of going back to basics. And regardless of what you think of the current climate and current situation, this is providing us with an extreme opportunity to look under the hood, look under the bonnet, go back to basics and really get things clear. So the question that I'm being asked all the time is people will say to me, I need to do this thing, and especially when it comes to being visible, I need to post some content, I need to share some videos, I want to do some Facebook Lives, I want to write more posts, whichever way you're looking, or ways you're looking to be visible. They'll say, yeah, I could do it all day long. I could talk about this all day long, or they'll talk at me. Jenny, I'm so great at helping people have blue hair. The thing about blue hair is only 62% of the population have brown hair, but there's only a 0.45% that do. And the thing that I know for sure is that when you're part of that 0.5, and they'll wax lyrical, they'll be evangelical, they'll be preaching. And I think everything that you're saying there is great content, but not if you say everything. So the next time you go to share something and you think, I don't know what to share, and you find yourself saying, yeah, I could talk about such and such all day long, or my best one, as a visibility specialist of course, is, I could do it with my eyes shut. What a great analogy. But I could do it with my eyes closed. I could do it with my eyes shut. I could do it all day long. Oh, I could do it without even thinking about it. That's where your gold lies. Have a look at what those things that you could do all day long are. Have a look at what you could do with your eyes shut. Really explore and go deep, because it's likely those are the things that the people that you are looking to, connect with, engage with, work more closely with. It's that stuff that they need to hear. Simple to you, difficult for them. Hopefully helpful. I'm going to do another one of these next week. Hopefully at the same time. I would love it if whilst I'm live you jumped on and asked your questions. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sharing. Lovely comments that I get from you underneath these videos. And remember, please share it with somebody else. Now, if you're not a massive fan of being right here on Facebook all day, every day, you can also watch the replays of these over my YouTube channel. And while you're there, may I ask you, please subscribe. I'd love to see you over there. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully helpful. Bye for now.